is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. I'm still knocking them out for y'all. We're going to just talk about Markelle Fultz, a guy that I'm a huge fan of and a huge believer of. A lot of us felt like he should have been the #1 pick, and he ended up being. Philly ended up taking a loss on that, losing out on Jason Tatum, who the Celtics took, and he's looking like one of the top 25, 30 players in the league, and he possibly can continue to grow because he's around the same age, and he's young, and he is a guy that probably has a higher upside at this point and has shown that, and he's still showing the ability to get better. But one thing I can say about Markelle Fultz, he has really improved on his patience. I feel like when he was in college and high school, he was really under control, very witty, very smart, very wizardry, and I liked it. I liked the fact that he controlled his dribble, controlled his pace, and I feel like with the injuries, he can't score, but for him to be able to get around on the court and pick his spots and pick his shots and to even be able to shoot 47% from the field, to me, is very impressive, considering that this is a guy that we know is only taking 10.6 shots a game, and he's only playing 28.3 minutes. But he's shooting 47% from the field, which is impressive because he can't shoot at this point because of the shoulder injury. And he's still giving you a legitimate 12 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds, even though he still isn't the player that we felt that he was and he could be, and a lot of it was because he couldn't shoot. But he's still showing that he's a productive player, and for him to be only 21, I still haven't given up, and I gave up, and I feel like a lot of people thought I was going to admit that. Yeah, Markelle Fultz isn't a superstar. He isn't a franchise player. He isn't the guy that we thought could really be one of the top players in the world because of his shooting and his versatility to be able to bring to the game and really help Philly out, because they're missing a guy like Fultz, a guy that can carve up the paint while also knock down mid-range, but also be able to play off the ball while also being able to handle the ball and shoot threes while also shooting and spacing out the floor for Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, but also allowing them to be able to play in pick and roll. Kind of about what Jimmy Butler did for them. And I feel like the process was over when they traded for Jimmy Butler, because he gave them that playmaker, that ball handler, and that guy that can take over and control a game in the fourth quarter. So they didn't really have a need for Markelle Fultz, and that's why I didn't have a problem with them trading him, because you have Embiid, Simmons, Embiid, Simmons, Joel Embiid with Tobias Harris, and then you add other guys like Boban, and then you had some other solid veterans like J.J. Redick and some shooters on the bench at that point. And you look at that roster, and you don't really need a Markelle Fultz at that point. But they also didn't believe that Jimmy Butler was just going to leave. They didn't believe that Jimmy Butler was going to relieve and you was going to replace him with Josh Richardson and Tobias Harris and Al Horford, which they ended up getting one bounce away for potentially being in the Eastern Conference Finals with a chance to go to the finals, which is all that you really can hope for with a team with that type of ceiling. And I think that Markelle Fultz was a guy that when he got traded to Orlando, a lot of people was happy for him because he got a chance to get rid of the pressure. He got a chance to get rid of the fame. Everybody written him off. Everybody gave up on him. Nobody really was talking about him unless they was comparing him to Tatum. And he was just able to just go back and hoop and just enjoy the game and just play basketball. He was able to just enjoy the game, love the game, rehab his body, and just focus on hooping. And I think that's important, especially for the young players, because you get caught up in the glitz, the glamour, the fame, the women, and all the stupid stuff that distract you from what you really in the league for, and that's the hoop. And I think that Markelle Fultz never forgot about that. It just gave him another way to push it away. And I always was an advocate of that. If you go to Orlando, yeah, you living in a good place. Yeah, you still rich. Yeah, you still young. Yeah, you still in the NBA. But nobody really expect the Orlando Magic to do anything. Nobody expect the Orlando Magic to really be a playoff team, even though they are. I didn't even pick the Magic to make the playoffs. I picked the Pistons to make it over them this season. That just lets you know that a lot of people wasn't high on this Orlando team, especially after they got Jonathan Isaac got injured. We all thought that this team was going to be bad, but the East is just so terrible that 30 to 37 wins might be enough to get you into the playoffs, and that's a below 500 record, but that is what it is. That's a game how it is right now. But when I'm looking at Markelle Fultz, I like what he's doing. I like his mentality. I like his approach. And I just like his strategy on the court. And I want to get back to that just because for you knowing that he's a non-shooting threat and for him to be able to always keep his teammates getting easy shots, always being able to find the high efficient shots while also being able to mix in the floaters, in the layups, and not being scared to go to the free throw line. Because a lot of guys that can't shoot or don't have the confidence in their jump shot, they're afraid to go to the free throw line because of the embarrassment of missing them and not being able to come through for your teammates because they want you to make them. But Markelle Fultz still finds a way to find himself on the court in the fourth quarter. He still is their best playmaker. He still do have legitimate wingspan and legitimate size, and he still is mobile athletically. It's just about can he get his shooting to come back, and that's going to be the biggest thing that can turn him from a quality player, a starter player, to back to an all-star caliber player. Is will his handles be able to be a lot more, scarier? And his probing ability is amazing right now, but it'll be a lot more scarier once that mid-range start coming. And he's doing that now, and that's why I wanted to update this video on his progress because he's getting that confidence in that 15, 12 footer where he can just stop and pop. If you're going to give me the shot or you're not going to respect the shot, he's taking it now. And that's a shot that he mastered, especially in college, is the dribble. If they give you the space, step back, mid-range, or stop and pop, mid-range, stop and pop, dribble up, floater. That was part of his whole package when he was in college and high school and what really made him the player that he was. And he's starting to get that stop and pop confidence back. And now it's about the three-point shooting. That's going to be the biggest key because you have to be able to knock down three, especially with a team that doesn't really have the greatest three-point shooting on his team, and a lot of your players are bigs. That's your best players outside of Fultz. So you're going to have to find a way to handle the ball, keep them involved, but give them the proper spacing so that way they can have the room to operate and be able to play their game and be able to do it effectively and efficiently, and you don't really conflict them. And that's what they're having right now. They're having trouble having a guy that can get you a bucket. They're having trouble with a guy that can really handle and make decisions outside of Fournier. But Fournier can't do it alone because he's never been the dominant offensive player. He always been a quality starter, but he never been that guy that can get you over the top. He never been that max level contract guy. He has always been a solid starter that you don't mind having, but they're missing that superstar, and it's hard to find. They've been drafting and drafting and drafting for years, and they still haven't found that guy. They traded for Markelle Fultz, but he's far away from that guy right now. Even though he is 21 and young, they're going to have to pay him before he turns into that guy because his rookie contract is almost up. Even though I think it was worth the gamble and it was worth the risk, especially when you're trying to upgrade over DJ Augustine, who was their NBA starting point guard in the playoffs last year. That's just not going to cut it. Not just because DJ Augustine isn't good enough. No, it's because in the future, who is going to be your starting level point guard? Who is going to be the future of your organization? And they haven't been able to draft well. They missed on Alfred Payton. They missed on Oladipo. And now they feel like they can take this gamble and get it with Fultz. And he's proven that he can be a starter. He can be the facilitator. Can he get his offensive mojo back? And that's something that I really want to see. Can he get back to controlling the game, picking the defense apart like he's doing now, but can he get back to that takeover? I can go and get a bucket whenever we need it, but I can also find the right and make the right players to make the right play, whether it's dumping off to Vucevic for a three mid-range or a floater or a hook shot, or whether it's getting a bucket for myself or putting pressure on the defense with my probing to find Isaac with a cut, Gordon with a cut, or finding an open three-point shooter. And if he's able to do that, it's going to make this team go to another level that they haven't hit right now. And even if he can't get back to what he was before, just having confidence in your jump shot and confidence in your stroke will take you miles away. And I mean, miles to where you're heading. And I think he can get back to that level. He's not scared of taking threes because he's still taking them, and he's starting to do the pull up again. So he's starting to get the rhythm. He's starting to get the flow. They letting him play. They being patient with him. They're not giving up on him, and they're allowing him to be himself and play his game and do what he loves to do, and that's hoop. And he's starting to come back. I'm starting to see little pieces of him starting to figure it out, little of the confidence coming back, a little of the movement coming back, because I watched a lot of his footage and I watched a lot of his games because I was a fan and I really did feel like he could fuck up the game a little bit when it comes to hooping. And I'm starting to see him figure it out. I know 12 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists isn't the best, but it was better than what they've been getting from the point guard position for years. And even though he isn't what he used to be, he is only 21. And if you can lock him up long term and he's starting to show these little pieces and he has an off season to get his body right, get some workouts in, put some new things back in his game, and just work on his jump shot, especially since the coronavirus is right now, he can take a lot more time to put more effort into his game. And if he can do that, I like his chances of becoming back an all-star caliber guy. He's already not that far. I done seen all-stars put up 15, 16 points and make it to the all-star game in the Eastern Conference, which he is in. So he ain't that far from that. It's just about being able to score consistently. He's not there yet, but he's starting to show signs that he can get back there. But let me know what you guys think. Is Markelle Fultz done? Is I'm going crazy? Or are y'all starting to see the signs of him getting back to where he used to be? Is y'all starting to see the signs of him starting to get that confidence and that swagger back that he needs to take over games and control games and, you know, put a lot of pressure on the defense with his probing ability? A lot of that stuff he still has and he still utilizes. He just can't do it as much as he could because he don't have the offensive tools in the jump shot that he had before. But he's showing the signs that he's getting back to that. So let me know what you guys think about Markelle Fultz and Orlando Magic, their future. Did you have them making the playoffs? Do you feel like they can still be a great team with him and Isaac and Aaron Gordon? Or do you think they should make some moves to upgrade a different position? Or do you think they're unless they're finding that superstar guy that can be a guy that can carry the offense? They got Vucevic is a good piece. Markelle Fultz is a good piece. Isaac is a good piece, but they don't have that offensive piece. Markelle Fultz used to be that guy. Can he get back to that? That's going to be the question, but he is showing the right signs that he's going back in that direction. Other than that, if you're new to the channel, I make NBA videos every single day, and that's not going to stop. So all I can really do is tell you guys, subscribe. And if you love basketball, I got you covered. I covered the draft, summer league, free agency, trade deadline, preseason previews, even the playoffs. So if you love basketball and you love breakdowns too, I break down players, I break down games, and I also break down basketball on a daily basis, even the hottest topics like trades and free agency signings. So I got you covered when it comes to basketball. If you want to support the channel, you can like the video, you can share, you can also like on Facebook. You can also check out my website, analysisplayground.com. My Facebook, my website will all be in the comment section below and in the description below. And also, at the end of the day, if you want to buy merchandise through Facebook, you can tell me the shirt, you can tell me the logo, you can get any color shirt and any color logo, and I can get it shipped out to you. The shirts are all pictures on my Facebook page, so if you want to see how the shirts look, they are already on my Facebook page. So thanks for the love, thanks for the support, thanks for watching. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis, I'm gone, and I'm here forever when it comes to basketball. So if you got that confused, I done proved that for years, and that's why I'm still making videos to this day. Quinn Wade, I'm gone.